And we are back live in the Bill Harris Arena. Welcome back, everybody, to HBCU Game Day coverage of the SIAC Basketball Tournament. Final semifinal of this year's tournament. Men's action. It'll feature the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Second in the East, the defending SIAC champions, against the number 4 team in the East, the Tigers of Benedict College. Should be a good matchup. These teams met twice during the course of the regular season. Clark Atlanta won both of those. But if you know anything about Benedict and head coach Fred Watson, they are a program that's at the crest of the SIAC, and they have every opportunity of winning this basketball game this evening. Semi-final ball game. Winner of this one will advance to the championship round, and that team will meet the Panthers of Claflin University, who defeated the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College in their first semifinal ball game on the men's side today, 77-69. So Claflin into the championship. One of these teams, the Panthers of Clark Atlanta or the Tigers of Benedict, will be meeting them. Starting lineups being introduced here inside the arena. We'll start with the Tigers of Benedict College, 4th in the East. Brandon Morris, the senior from Lithonia, Georgia, to start at the swing position for the Tigers of Benedict. He's an all-SIAC player. Cairo Brown, a junior from Brooklyn, New York, 5'10", 160. He will start as well. Out front, had 14 points in the quarterfinal win for the Tigers of Benedict on Wednesday afternoon. Dimitri Cook, the junior from Gulfport, Mississippi, will go with the other guard. He had 7 points in the quarterfinal ball game. Leads the team in assists with 3.6 per ball game. Jelani Watson-Gale, the freshman from London, England, will get the start as well. He had 11 points in the quarterfinal, along with 3 rebounds and 1 steal. Umar Frost, the sophomore from Newark, New Jersey, in the middle for the Golden Tigers. Frost, at 6'7", 235, leads the team from the floor in field goal percentage at 61%. Those are the 5 for the Tigers of Benedict College. Fred Watson in his 15th season as the head coach. Now, the starting lineup for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta University. South, number 2 in the East, defending champs. They'll go out front with Anthony Williams, the senior guard from Brooklyn, New York. 10 points in the quarterfinal ball game for Williams. Jamal Polydor, the junior, 6'2", from Brooklyn, New York as well. He will go. He had 8 points on yesterday for the win for Clark Atlanta. Akil Douglas, the senior from San Jose, California, will go inside one of the swings. 10 points and 11 rebounds for him in the quarterfinal ball game. That's a double-double, as Douglas will get the start. And rounding out there 5, it's going to be number 30, the center, senior Damian Davis. Davis, also from Bronx, New York. And he had 6 points in the quarterfinals on Thursday. And those are the starting lineups for the teams today. Panthers, coached by Darrell Walker. He is in his 2nd year as head coach, won the title last year, and he's assisted by Alfred Jordan. So those are the players starting this semifinal ball game. Officials for tonight's semifinal matchup: Hasia Braggs, Corey Taylor, and Brian Hagedorn with the call. So the Tigers out on the floor first. Won their quarterfinal ball game yesterday against the Golden Rams of Albany State. Tight ball game there. They won at 57-55. For the Tigers of Benedict College, this is the 3rd ball game for them inside tournament play. First round win over Lemoyne on 72-69 on Wednesday in the quarterfinals. 70-66 over Central State. They went to overtime to do it, but they got it. Tap's going to be controlled, and the Tigers are They're going to reset the clock here inside the arena and re-tap it. Tap's going to be controlled still by Benedict. They won the faulty one early on, and now they get this one. They'll start the basketball off, half-court set, and we are underway in the semifinals. Glad you could join us for our coverage on HBCU Game Day. Been here for every ball game during the SIAC tournament. Out front now for Benedict. It's Cook, right side, all right. Brown with the basketball now, trying to get it inside to Frost. Frost with the left-hand hook shot inside the paint, missed there. Morris tried to converge backside. Basketball belongs to the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. This is Anthony Williams with the basketball for CAU. Guarded by Cairo Brown out front. Just underway, no score. Out front though, that's Akil Douglas, Charles Ward, Polly Carr, and Toby Durham here at courtside. Toby doing an Outstanding job with our production. And Polly Carr doing a little bit of everything, interviewing at sidelines, stepping in on the camera when needed, and harassing me as a color analyst as well. So just underway now. Panthers, left corner with the jumper. That shot's off the mark by Polydor. Whistles in the paint. And it looks like it's going to stay here. And have a ball's going to belong to the Panthers of CAU. No foul called on that. So Mitchell now to inbound the basketball. Mitchell, the junior from Chicago, Illinois. I think we missed him in the starting lineup. 6'6", 220. On the move now is Mitchell, and a whistle down low. Mitchell got the basket, and they'll count the basket, and he'll go to the free throw line. So Mitchell to shoot here, and CAU with the first points of the ball game.
That was on field. Brandon Morris, his team second.
Morris picks up his personal foul. I think Morris has actually gotten 2 early fouls here, and he has. So Brandon Morris, the leading scorer for the Tigers of Benedict College, all-SIAC player, 4-time all-SIAC player with 2 early fouls here in this semifinal basketball game. That could loom large. So Morris sits with 2. 3-0 lead for Clark Atlanta. Brown with the basketball for the Tigers in a half-court set. Watson Gill, they work it inside Pritchard, who's on the floor now, replacing Morris in the lineup, and a travel violation there by Damian Davis. So the basketball stays with the Tigers of Benedict now. Half-court set, Cook to inbound it. 18:47 left first half, just underway. Pritchard out front. Now they push it across the floor. That's Brown. Top of the key, Cook trying to get some separation. 22 to shoot, pushes back out Watson Gale for 3, front of the iron. Williams runs down that errant shot for Clark Atlanta. He scoots across the timeline left side. 18:25 left first half. Cook with that defensive assignment. At the post, Davis. Frost pushes out on him. Williams once again on the weave, steps back and pops a 3-pointer, but he missed on the shot. Whistles down low. They call the foul on Frost down low. He and Damian Davis fighting for position, and Frost hit with the foul, so that's his first. Brandon Morris already on the bench early with 2 fouls for the Tigers, and it's a 3-0 lead for Clark Atlanta. The defending SIAC champs with the basketball half-court set now as Davis surveys. Douglas pumps a 3-pointer from outside. That shot's off the mark. Brown runs it down for the Tigers of Benedict. Quick step by Brown inside the paint. Back up top to Frost. Frost on a weave to Cook. He'll stop, pop, and hit the front of the iron with the jumper there. So 17:40 left first half. 3-0 lead for Clark Atlanta. Good move there by Williams. At the block, Douglas. Remember, on the dunk there, they'll count that as a dunk. Douglas got the basket. So Douglas with his first of the ball game. 5-0 lead for CAU. Panthers of Clark Atlanta trying to join the Lady Panthers of CAU in championship play tomorrow. Could be an all-Panther final tomorrow if they do advance, as the Panthers of Claflin have already punched their ticket for the championship ball game tomorrow. Watson Gill missed on a hook shot right side to the glass. Polydor pushes left side for the Panthers and a whistle inside. Another foul down low against the Tigers of Benedict. Take a look at the replay here. Everything favoring the Panthers of Clark Atlanta early on here with a 5-0 lead. Back down the floor there. That's Williams good with a hard move at the block, and there's that Remmer dunk there by Akil Douglas. Wasn't pretty, but he got the points. 16:55 left first half. Jamal Polydor, the junior from Brooklyn, New York, shooting. We got them both from the line. So right now the Panthers pitching a shutout, 7-0. Tigers, after that overtime win on Wednesday, into the semifinals. Slow start for them. Watson Gale out front now. Left side, Brown. 11 to shoot now for Benedict. Brown fires a 3-pointer. The Remmer's off the mark. Frost going to be guilty. No, they're going to say Douglas commits the foul. Thought they may have gotten Frost for a little bit of push off there trying to get some separation. But Douglas is called instead. That's his first. And it'll be a non-shooting foul there for the Tigers. They'll inbound it right of the cylinder. Pritchett out to Frost. Now back to Cook. Brown, Cairo handling it just in front of the CAU bench. 15 to shoot now for the Tigers. No threat there. Now Cook out front with 10. He'll take a screen by Frost. Tries to work it left side. Now they got to hoist it with 3 to shoot. And rattling a three-pointer from outside is Cairo Brown. So Brown gets the first points of the ball game for the Tigers. It's a 3-point shot. So it's a 7-3 CAU lead. Davis backing in on Frost now. Back over to Williams. Now Davis one-on-one inside the paint. A whistle. They're going to get him for the hook there, trying to work around Umar Frost inside the paint. So 15:45 left in the first half. 7-3 lead for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Timeout here. We'll step out at the Bill Harris Arena. This is HBCU Game Day. We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena. Semifinal day here. The contenders. 2 more left to determine which one will advance into the men's finals. Panthers of Clark Atlanta, Tigers of Benedict. After the timeout, 7-3 lead for CAU. Tigers with the basketball, half-court set now. Watson Gill out front, guarded by Polydor for CAU. Right side, Cairo Brown. Trying to get it inside the Pritchett at the block. He's doubled immediately there now. Trying to dump it across the floor. Got it to Watson Gale. 8 to shoot now for the Tigers. On the move, left side with the jumper. That's Micah Dume who just got on the floor. And the Dume shot is off the mark. The Dume, a senior from Euless, Texas. Panthers with the basketball. They lead at 7-3. We're at 15:05 left first half. Williams works the paint now. Pushes back over, out front Mitchell. Shot a three-pointer off the mark, nothing but purple jerseys underneath. Pritchett gets credit for the rebound. Brown out front now. He'll work off a screen by Frost left side. Back up top, Pritchett pops out, fires the jumper, hit the back of the cylinder. Basketball's loose on the floor. Mitchell clears for Clark Atlanta, slips down on the surface. And now as Douglas ties it up, he'll tie up Watson Gale and will go to the arrow. It'll stay with Clark Atlanta. Teams played on January 18th. Clark Atlanta won that one 78-75, and then early February, Clark Atlanta wins that one 71-69. So they got both of them during the course of the regular season. But this is the semifinals of the tournament. We'll see what happens here. Out front, Davis handles for Clark Atlanta. We're at 14:22. Clock moving here in this first half. Williams drains a three from outside. Nobody picked him up, so Williams able to knock down that jumper. It was a three-point shot, so make the lead now 10-3 for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta over the Tigers of Benedict. Will Brown handles now for the Tigers. Lost his dribble out front. Pritchard now set to come in. Next dead ball. It'll be Shelbrick Henry for the Panthers. On the floor, it's Jalen Mitchell for the Panthers. He'll run the length of it. Missed on the shot. Davis at the block. Pushes back out. Polydor for three. Yes. So Polydor gets his first points of the ball game. It's a three-pointer. So the lead now to 10 for Clark Atlanta over Benedict, 13-3. Right post Pritchard. He'll square on Davis. Good move to the rack by him. Davis trying to catch up, or Douglas trying to catch up. And the foul's going to be called.
Fouls on 3, Akil Douglas.
So Douglas has picked up his second personal. And that'll send Pritchard to the line for the Tigers of Benedict shooting here. 13-3, they trail. Pritchard for the first. Missed on that.
Substitution for Clark Atlanta, number 11,
Shelbrick Henry, the junior from Wabasso, Florida. And Michael Vigilance, the senior from Brooklyn, New York, out on the floor as well. Douglas takes a seat, and so does Mitchell. Pritchard rattled the second one good. 13-4. Clark Atlanta leads. Williams, right corner to Henry. Down at the block with the jumper, leaning back. It's Vigilance off the floor. And Vigilance gets the point coming right into the ball game. So from the bench to the corner to the scoring column. 15-4 after the basket by Vigilance. Clark Atlanta with a lead. Cairo Brown guarded by Henry out front. He'll work off a screen. Can't get the shot airborne now. It'll be Deshaun Graham, the sophomore from Greensboro, North Carolina, on the inside. And a whistle.
Basket good by number 12.
They count the basket by Graham. So the lead now for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Graham coming off the bench, and he got his first points of the ball game. 15-6, Clark Atlanta with the lead and basketball. Half-court set, Polydor. Now they push it to Vigilance. Back to Polydor with the triple. Can't get it to fall. Rebound to the Tigers of Benedict. Udume got it. Left side, behind the arc. Graham pushes the three there and can't get it to fall. And a break there for the Panthers of CAU. Polydor right side, all the way to the rack. Can't get it to fall. Davis inside the paint. He's fouled on his shot attempt. He'll be shooting. So Damian Davis, the senior from the Bronx, New York, shooting from the free throw line. Davis scoreless in this basketball game, but a chance to get the points here from the free throw line to extend the lead of the Panthers of CAU. Davis 6 points in the quarterfinal ball game on Thursday. Clark Atlanta defeated Albany State there. Davis left the first on the front of the cylinder. Sets for the second now. We're at 12-14 left first half. Davis for the second, same result, missed it there. Frost guys for the rebound. Frost with his second rebound in this basketball game. Cairo Brown out front now for the Tigers. Panthers in that man-on-man defense. Graham hard to the rack right side, pushes across the floor. Udume for three, and he got it. Good ball movement there by the Tigers. Udume with the basket. No look pass at the block. Vigilance up and under, but he missed on the shot. Basketball's loose on the floor, and it comes free to Graham. Graham running the floor for the Tigers. He'll do the reset out front to Udume. So the Tigers now trailing at 15-9. They have the basketball with 11:25 left first half. Trying to catch up. Cairo Brown out front now. Raises, fires a three-pointer, drains it for the Tigers of Benedict. So Brown with that basket. And those 6 points for him make it 15-12 after the basket by Brown. Panthers with the lead and basketball. Behind the arc now, Henry. They go back inside to Davis. Now back to Henry behind the arc left side. Up top, Williams. He'll push left side to the rack. Floaters off the mark. I'm sure that was intended pass. And we got a whistle down low.
They
call that foul on Vigilance as he picks up his first. Comes with 10:46 left in the first half, and it's a 15-12 lead for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Tolly, the Tigers of Benedict College starting slow, but starting to find some rhythm now.
That's been the formula for all of our games. The ladies play periods, the guys just halves, but you take a look at the first kind of 10 minutes, It's like, all right, one team's kind of inching on out there, and then momentum switches. Momentum is just not a faithful fan at all.
Not at all.
Switches from sideline to sideline. But I have no data that I can present to you that we're not going to have another close game, because the last 6 ball games we've done have all gone that route.
And these teams typically play close whenever they do. Last time they played, it was a 71-69 win for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. They beat them twice during the course of the season, both games close.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to, as my memory serves, Benedict came into that AUC weekend sitting pretty, and both them and Claflin kind of came out of there reeling as they both had losses in that first trip to Atlanta, and then they both kind of gathered themselves. But we're right where we thought we would be on Friday night in the SIAC on the men's side. Is the top 4 seeds out of the Eastern Division. The #1 seed was, I don't even know if you can call it an upset, because Claflin had already defeated Morehouse once this year. They've now defeated them twice. And a tight contest here with Benedict and Clark Atlanta, 2 teams very familiar with one another.
10:46 left first half. 3-point spread now. 15-12 Clark Atlanta leads. But Benedict with the basketball. This is Cairo Brown, the junior, handling out front. Williams with the defensive assignment for Clark Atlanta. Watson Gale surveys. 12 to shoot, top of the key, on the move. Graham raises, fires, and a whistle down under. And a foul going to be called.
Yeah, 2-shot foul here. And there's so much postseason implications even within this game. Clark Atlanta a little more solid footing than Benedict, but neither can really claim to be a lock for the NCAA Division II playoffs, even if they were not to win here. So Benedict definitely has to get it done. Clark Atlanta feels like we most certainly, at the very least, have to make it to the championship game and do very well in that game.
Concur with you completely there. Graham on the first free throw got that one, but he missed the second half. 15-13, Clark Atlanta leads and the basketball. We're at 10:19 left first half of play. Winner pushes to the championship tomorrow. That ball game takes place 7 p.m. sharp here in the Bill Harris Arena. Polydor's shot is blocked there, but it comes clear to Henry. Across the floor to Williams. 7 to shoot now for CAU.
Well, it depends on how big that 4 o'clock celebration is, whether or not we have a 7 sharp.
That's just so the people are tuned in.
There will be some nets cut down prior to that.
So I think they built that into the time sequence, but you never know.
Oh, man, look, a first-year head coach in there.
It'll be a celebrated moment for sure.
Oh, boy.
Shot clock violation there by the Panthers. Good defensive work there by Benedict. Basket here, they can tie it up at 15. Watson Gale out front, now over to Frost. We're at 9:40 left first half. Pritchett takes a handle at it, and in the corner, just the basket there by Graham. So Graham's found some range here. That's a 3-pointer by him, and he pushes the Tigers ahead by 1. Henry to Williams. So Graham now with 6 points in this first half of play. On the move, Polydor at the block. Slipped down, but got it back out front to Williams. Now at the block they go, turning Vigilance with the jump shot. The spinner's off the mark. And somehow Mitchell able to tap that basketball, even though he was screened out by Watson Gale. Henry stops, pops, line drive shots off the mark. Here comes Brown. No numbers there, so he'll pull back. We're under 9 minutes left, first half in this semifinal matchup. Watson Gale. Top of the key, Graham free again. This one with the jumper. And this time he just banked it out front. Another 3-pointer, 2 trips, 6 points. Henry on the move now. Floater left side, partially deflected by Frost. With 8:30 left, Benedict with a 19-15 lead and the rock. Damian Davis set to come in next dead ball, and so is Mark Burton Jr. Brown, shovel pass inside the Frost at the block, got his balance, got the lay in left side. Took a moment to collect that basketball, but Frost with the good footwork got the basket. Mitchell on the move now for CAU, and he'll have to pull back out front as we pull to 8 minutes left first half.
A little surge going here by Benedict. Clark Atlanta wants to keep pace. Down by 6.
Williams with the triple, that'll help him keep pace there.
Yeah, down by 3.
So Williams with his second three-pointer of the first half. 21-18, Benedict leads.
The senior for Brooklyn has to leave it all on the court. There's no more tomorrow for him. This is his last year.
Three-point shot by Brown way out front. Not sure why he felt that was needed there, but anyway, they get a second look and a whistle. And have a push-off there by Pritchard.
Yep, anybody could have made that call right there. I don't even think that was an acting job. He legitimately pushed him open.
TV timeout here inside Bill Harris Arena. 21-18, the Tigers of Benedict lead it. We'll step out for a break. This is HBCU game day coverage of the SIAC Tournament. Glad you could join us. .28 remains in the first half. Tigers of Benedict riding their ship. They lead it right now 21-18, trailed early in this basketball game to the Panthers.
Hey, I'd like to say good morning to our viewers in Tokyo. It's already Saturday morning, 11:28.
So they're up and about, hopefully tuning in to this basketball game.
Yeah, little Fruit Loops and SIAC basketball. That's what I'd be doing.
Vigilance with a lean back basket there for the Panthers. Make it 21-20 after that shot by Vigilance. He's got 3 in this first half of play. Frost, right side Watson Gill. Nice step by him. Lean back with the triple. Nicely done by Watson Gill.
Yeah, might have some viewers over in England as well.
Yeah, sure may. Panthers there into the floor. Laurie Watson Gill from London. Polydor with the basketball now. Back out front. 7 to shoot for Clark Atlanta. Whistles away. And we're going back the other way now.
Fouls on 30, Damian Davis.
Call that foul on Damian Davis, and Davis picks up his second.
Benedict basketball.
Benedict leading this basketball game without Brandon Morris on the floor at this point. Tolly, he picked up those 2 early fouls, and Coach Watson has set him since then.
Yep, got to save him.
Watson Gill, hard move all the way to the rack. Nicely done. He beat Polydor out front, and Polydor thought he had some help there. No takers. So Watson Gill with the hoop. The lead now is 5 for the Tigers. Out front, Williams. Rimmer by him is off the mark and going to have a whistle as Vigilance is over the back of Frost.
He got away with one earlier.
He sure did.
A few minutes ago, and I was thinking to myself, like, oh, lucky
Yeah.
dog right there, but you can't make a living going over the back for rebounds.
Akil Douglas back out on the floor, and so is Shelvick Henry.
Yeah, that's the third on Vigilance, so we probably will not see him the rest of the way until after halftime.
Vigilance picks up 3 and Watson Gale to the line. Frost takes a seat as Yasmin Hooker, the freshman from Newark, New Jersey, out on the floor. Hooker with his first spot of tournament duty.
Let us know out there who's going to win on Twitter. Use the hashtag SIAC. We got a good one going here so far.
Mitchell missed on the bank. Henry there for the putback left side off the mark. Pritchard coming over the top. It'll stay with the Panthers.
Henry hasn't found the mark quite yet on his shot. He's still searching for the touch on the range.
He found the mark early and often in that Thursday quarterfinal win over the Golden Rams of Albany State. Finished with 15 points, 6 rebounds. Very clutch shots for him when they needed it.
But he is a closer, make no doubt about that.
Davis with a floater inside the paint. He draws a foul. So Pritchard, the sophomore, picks up his second, and that'll send Damian Davis, the senior, to the line for CAU.
Oh, you had the call a couple of weeks ago. He was at the free throw line, had 4 shots at some really big ones.
He was totally disappointed at his performance at the line.
In front of 7,000 people.
Sure.
Oh, car keys were just jingling all through Forbes Arena. That was a big night.
Pritchard with his second personal departs, and Frost is back out on the floor. So Davis for the second of 2. Better result for him on the second free throw. He got that one. 25-21. The Tigers of Benedict lead it as Cairo Brown comes across the timeline. CAU in that 2-3 zone. Frost turns back out to Cairo Brown now. Brown right side, Watson Gale. 10 to shoot.
Park Atlanta in a 2-3 here.
Watson Gale pushes back to Adume for 3. Looks good, but he shot an air ball. Rebound at the block now and a whistle. We're going back the other way.
Had the distance, just not the accuracy. Wide right there.
And Dume just back out on the floor, missing there.
Coach Walker laughed. He gets one of those per game.
Yeah, he sure does.
Laughing with the official, probably working him over.
Here's Henry now at the block. Douglas. Crip shot by him off the mark. Backside rebound, Cairo Brown. Quick step by him across the timeline. We're under 5 minutes left. Shovel pass, Watson Gale. Now Adume, left corner. 15 for the Tigers to shoot. A lot of time for them. Watson Gale survey as Frost pops out now. 6 to shoot. Adume, right corner. That's good for him. So Adume with the separation knocks it down. Shot an air ball on the previous trip down the floor. And he knocks this one down. Davis, foul line extended.
Get off his back, he says.
Douglas underneath, got the lay-in. 28-23, Benedict leads with 4:05 left first half of play.
Akil Douglas transferred in. He's from San Jose, California. A little West Coast connection there.
Brown out front. We're under 4 minutes left now. Adume at the block to Frost. Frost works on Douglas. Davis at the block. Now Adume again pushes the 3, hit the iron on the front of the cylinder. Douglas clears for the Panthers. Quickly to Williams. Right side Henry.
There it is. He's been looking for the right touch, and he just found it right there on that 3-pointer.
Henry just shoots that line drive shot and gets there so quick. Makes it kind of a thud once he hits that cylinder with it.
It's either nets or a long rebound.
Knocks that one down, makes it a 2-point lead now for the Tigers of Benedict. On the floor, head fake there by Hooker. And he'll challenge and miss the shot. Down low, Frost got the rebound. He missed on his putback, and Clark Atlanta can tie it with a basket this trip. Mitchell. Now Henry wants to give them the lead. Shot it hard, but they'll have another look as Williams got the rebound. Mitchell missed on his shot. Now Frost finally clears for Benedict. Watson Gale handles, now gives it over to Brown. We're at 2:48 left in the first half. Good first half of basketball. Teams playing very close, 28-26. Benedict with the basketball in the lead. Frost turns down at the block. Good head fake by Hooker, and he got the basketball to go from the cylinder.
Nice interior post passing to find the soft spot in the zone there for two.
He banked it high off the glass. At the block, Douglas, he's doubled there to the cylinder, missed on the shot.
Good interior post passing there, but not the same end result as Benedict had on the other end.
Douglas just didn't finish. Watson Gale firing a three-pointer, rattling it good there for the Tigers.
Yeah. That's a swing of 5 points. You miss 2 on one end, give up 3 on the other.
7 for Watson Gale. 33-26. We're down to 2 minutes left, first half of play. Mitchell. Henry trying to get Douglas to come either screen or pop it to him at the post. Henry, foul line extended. Line drop shots off the mark. Rebound Frost. Last couple of minutes favored the Tigers of Benedict. 1:44 left, first half. They lead it 33-26. With Cairo Brown out front now. They're looking for another basket here. Watson Gale works it out to Frost, who pops out top of the key. Brown backpedals now. Over to Watson Gale, 7 for the Tigers to shoot. Watson Gale got some space, fires the jumper, and changes it. My oh my, Jelani Watson Gale on fire from behind the arc now.
Benedict scorching the perimeter defense of Clark Atlanta.
10-point lead for the Tigers. We get close to their intermission. 1:10 remains first half. At the block, Douglas, he's doubled there. Williams, top of the key for 3, missed on the shot, but there's Douglas Davis backside for the Panthers, and Damian Davis got the putback. Panthers needed that basket.
Double D.
36-28, Tigers with the lead in basketball with 47 seconds left in the first half of play, and a timeout taken by Coach Fred Watson.
These were great minutes with Morris on the bench.
Absolutely.
That it did not come back to bite them at all.
He has to be absolutely pleased with where they are right now, but we've said that kind of prematurely in a lot of ball games in this contest where they have a lead with just a few seconds before the break, and things kind of break loose. 45 seconds is an eternity here.
Yeah, and look, Benedict's been hot here in the last couple of possessions, hitting some big three-pointers, and just a second ago it seems like it was a 2-point game and Clark Atlanta was threatening, but putting some distance between themselves and the Panthers. The Tigers, you see there.
In the right corner, that's Rod Watson Gale with the first. And they come back out again with another triple from out front. And here, Watson Gale on the move this time with the clock running down. He'll slide to his left, raise, fire, and the result on replay was the same as when he did it live.
A trifecta of threes.
36-28, Tigers of Benedict lead it. Cairo Brown with 2 3-point baskets, Jelani Watson Gale with 2 3-point baskets, and Mike Adume with 2 3-point baskets.
You know, I would put money in a pot to have the Claflin Panther just put on a CAU t-shirt. Who would know the difference? He'd still be a Panther, get Smokey.
Well, those Panthers have seen Smokey enough that they would look, that's not our guy.
The timeout value of Smokey out here dancing, man. That's
priceless.
I put a 10. I put a 10 spot on that.
Oh, no doubt. Smokey is the man. After the timeout, we're less than a minute remaining first half. Tigers trying to get another basket here with 10 to shoot. In the corner, Pritchard now on the move, raises, fires with a jumper, rattled it and spins, and it falls good.
Around the world.
Make it 38-28, 10-point lead for the Tigers as we get set to go into the locker room for the break. All of this being done by the Tigers without Brandon Morris being on the floor.
Panthers going to hold it for the last shot here. The shot clock and game clock pretty much in sync.
Williams out front now. See what they can work up. Williams behind the arc now. He's got 3. He'll go. Raised with the jumper. Shot an air ball. So a good first half of basketball for the Tigers of Benedict College. Without their leading scorer, they lead it at the break 38-28 over the number 2 team out of the East and the defending SIAC champs, the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. At the intermission, we're live from the Bill Harris Arena and the Crossplex in Birmingham, Alabama. This is HBCU Game Day coverage of the SIAC Tournament. Stay with us.
Let's take a dive into the vault and see some content from earlier this year here at halftime. Well, the regular season is all but over in the SIAC. We have a game on Friday night, a game on Saturday night, but the big dogs have gone in for the year. Tolly Carr along with Wilton Jackson. At halftime, Morehouse led this 40-34. The first 10 minutes were kind of weird. We had that long halftime because they recognized the seniors. Clark Atlanta really couldn't get it together. I think they only scored 10 points in the first 10 minutes. At one point, we thought Morehouse was going to pull away in this, but Clark Atlanta made a comeback.
Right, absolutely, they did. Like, Morehouse led by as many as 17 halfway through the second half, and you were thinking, like, this is over. But then, you know, Clark Atlanta did what they usually do, made a run, made some shots, made some stops, and then it was a game again.
Damian Davis really did a good job. I think he hit about 2 buckets in a row that pulled him back in. Shelvick Henry hit a big 3. But then Damian Davis had a tough time missing, 4 free throws there late that could have tied it.
4 critical free throws that could have tied the game or even given them the lead.
And Tyrius Walker, he hit his average. He had 27 points tonight. They kind of fell asleep a little bit, but they had just enough in the end.
I always knew how to stay poised. I knew if I don't do so good the first half, I knew the second half was going to be a miracle, you know. That's what I practice. I practice on playing in fatigue when I know, you know, the other guys, they fatigue, so I just go at them, and I just know how to play like that.
First half, he didn't get his shots like he wanted to. In the second half, it's like pretty much what we said. He came out in the second half, started hitting shots, started getting in rhythm, and the offense just took off from there.
All right, now you've had a chance, Wilton Jackson here with us on HBCU Game Day. You've seen Morehouse, you've seen Clark Atlanta, you got a taste of Claflin and Benedict. Those are the 4 big dogs in the SIAC. Is this Morehouse's tournament to lose in the SIAC?
In some ways it is, but then in some ways it's still up for grabs to a degree because when you have a 17-point lead, you know, it doesn't matter what division you're in, you still have to maintain that lead. If they give up a lead like that in the tournament, they might not necessarily win. So they need to, you know, continue to improve and then also make the shots and then also continue to play good defense because, like I said, in the tournament it's going to make a big deal.
Wow, I can hear you now. It was a crazy environment. I don't know if it'll be this hectic at the SIAC tournament, but hats off to Clark Atlanta for staying in this. The crowd, they had a bit of a contingent here, but this was overwhelmingly a Morehouse crowd. This could have gotten away from them and got ugly.
Most definitely. I mean, to be in an environment like this, fierce, competitive, down 17 on a Thursday night with Morehouse going crazy, I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, you couldn't ask for better basketball. And for them to will their way back into the game, I think that, you know, it shows that they have some real competitiveness to themselves, and then if they can show that in the tournament, they'll definitely go far.
All right, Wilton Jackson will have the full recap at hbcugameday.com. And, of course, you're watching the video now, so thanks for doing that. And we're looking forward to an exciting 2018 SIAC basketball tournament. Your #1 seed, they have already cut down the nets. Coming out of the East is Morehouse. It's going to be a headbanger in Birmingham. For Wilton, I'm Tolly Carr. Thanks for hanging out with us here in Atlanta for HBCU Game Day.
As part of my interview, the drum major actually asked me, she was like, well, would you like to know how many members we have? I said, sure. So I'm thinking the number's gonna be about 48, 64. She said, we have 6 people. I said, are you serious?
Many people might have said thanks, but no thanks after hearing that shocker.
It was, okay, I can work with that.
She accepted the job and immediately went to work recruiting.
So we launched a variety of campaigns using social media, word of mouth, holding a meet and greet town hall style forum for alumni, parents, and students to come out. That has been very effective. I believe as of today on record, we have about 68 to 71 students in the program. So now I would like to try to push towards 80 or 96, but we're comfortable with the number that we have now. It is a successful number, and we can start looking for our target for next year, which I will be targeting 96 to 128 people.
5, 6, ready, move. 1, 10 wheels.
It got a little easier over time, just a little bit.
When I first got here in June, I was probably averaging 80 to 90 hours a week, Monday through Saturday, and some Sundays at one point. Now I'm strictly Monday through Fridays. I do not work on weekends unless there's a performance. Now I do not take calls after 6 p.m.
One saving grace, one of these 6 returning members she had to begin with was her drum major, Khadijah Lockhart.
It is very helpful because she's very knowledgeable about the position already. She has experience as a collegiate drum major, which is very different from being a high school drum major. It is a different level of responsibility in addition to managing her classes and keeping her grades up as well. So having that knowledge is great. We just have one drum major this year, but the students and the staff are aware that my goal for next year is to have 3 drum majors and have that become the standard for this program going forward. But I love y'all.
Along the way, she has shown her band some love.
It's more of a nurturing environment, the motherly nature.
And some tough love.
Oh, I can be pretty tough.
I need you to feel the beat and know that, hey, I don't move until count 8. Understand? Let's take it back to the top and let's do it like you have some sense.
I'm definitely strict and stern, but I'm fair and consistent. I do nurture, I do teach, but I also hold the students accountable.
This year's band might have humble beginnings, but Brock's dreams are huge, like really big.
One of the main goals I'm working towards in the next couple of years, I would like to get the band on a national stage, take them probably to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but my ultimate goal is to compete for the Sutler Trophy.
Now what is that?
The Sutler Trophy is like the Heisman Trophy for college band programs, and there's only been one HBCU to receive the honor of the Sutler Trophy, and that was Florida A&M University back in the 1970s. But I would also love to see what happens if, with the first year this program has been revived, if we get a call to go to the Honda Battle of the Bands. So that would be great. I think this program has had a history. They've made 7 appearances in the past at the Honda. Just to have those invitations come back to the fold for CAU, I think that, to see the students' reaction, that's what I'm looking forward to.
You can literally walk to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium from the Clark Atlanta campus, but the journey to the Honda may require a few more steps for these upstarts. But that journey begins with the first steps. They take onto the turf Thursday night at Panther Stadium.
So what I do is called wholesaling. So basically what I am, I'm the middleman. I sell the rights to contracts. So you are a house flipper, I'm the wholesaler. I find somebody who wants to sell their house for cash. You say you want it, but the only way you can get it is if you get the contract. You get a contract signed by them, but you can't because they signed a contract with me. So by law, they're only obligated to do business with me. So if somebody wants to sell the house for $20,000, and I say, okay, my assignment fee is $5,000, and you will pay $25,000 at closing. 20 going to the seller, 5 going to me. The way I got there, my friend Kevin, he was like, he hit me on Facebook. He was like, well, I got this ticket. I'm not going. Go to the door, tell them that you're here for me. He's like, don't waste my time. Come back with something. I said, gotcha. So my thing was go into there, talk to everybody, see what everybody's about, let everybody know about me. The accountant came up, he was kind of drunk. He was like, yeah, my real estate business did $20 million last year. My girlfriend, she wants me to go to bed, but I can't, I got to stay up because of the money's calling me, da da da. He's like, you want an internship? And I don't even know if he was like conscious of what he was doing at the time. I was like, sure, I'd take an internship. He's like, okay, this is the address. It's downtown, down the street from Georgia Pacific Building. I said, okay, I'll be there Monday. So I added him on LinkedIn, and I was like, what floor? Told me the floor. I was up there. It was 4 guys. It was a developer, a guy who had a trucking company, a whole bunch of motels, the accountant who also did real estate, and there was a house flipper. He had like 17 flips going on there one time. And I just stayed in there for the whole summer and just hearing them talk, started picking up on stuff, and I wanted to do it. It was like, oh, you can do wholesaling. I was like, what's that? They were like, look it up. So I used the internet for my education.
Okay, so we know what you're thinking. How much money did Julian make last year?
Around like 55. But that was because I didn't know what I was doing.
How much can you make, you think?
Right now, at the pace I'm going, I could probably rank around probably about 95. I had quarterly goals. This quarter, I want to hit 30. So that put me on track to hit 120 for if I were going a whole year. But I'm about to get my real estate license too. I take my exam this Friday. So all the stuff the stuff that's too small for me to wholesale, I can list with my license. So then I'd be I'm shooting for 150, which would be around 104 after taxes. Yeah, what I'm doing right now, I can really stop going to school and hire one of the kids to be my intern. I do have an intern actually. Yep, and I train too, and I hired a girl to train my clients while I'm here. Yep.
Wow. So you're running the business and playing football at the same time.
Yes, outsourcing.
Here's another question. Is your mind on your money? Is your money on your mind while you're playing football?
Nope. A guy named Jim Rohn, he said always be present, be in the moment. He said when he was at the beach, he was thinking about work, and when he was at the work, he was thinking about the beach, and it just messed stuff up. So he said the best lesson he learned was when he's at the beach, thinking about the beach, same thing at work. If I can turn it into $1 billion business, be like Gary Keller or Sam Walton, Walmart or something, I will. I want to take it as big as I possibly can.
We're live here at the Bill Harris Arena. Semi-final action here. Our final semi-final contest of the tournament. Tomorrow is finals day.
Yes. Getting
through the contenders here on day 5 and day 6. It's crystal up.
That's right. It'll be a confetti Saturday here.
Glad you could join us. Charles Ward, Tolly Carr, and Toby Durham. Been here at this sideline for every contest in this SIAC tournament. And you guys have responded well by being a part of engaging with us on social media as we bring you this tournament. Happy to do it.
You haven't missed a single second of a game.
No, that's true.
I think I dipped out a couple of times and pretended to be doing some work.
Yeah, found you back there in the break room, right?
With a sandwich in my mouth. What are you doing?
Trying out something new here. I know. Back to live action now. Final 20 minutes here in the semifinal contest with the Panthers of Clark Atlanta and the Tigers of Benedict. At the break, Benedict went in with a 10-point lead, and now they come back out on the floor, and Brandon Morris back out for them in action. And the 4-time All-SIAC player commits to turnover with the travel.
Yeah, he's so eager to get back in here and get some points on the board, travel on that possession.
So the basketball over to the Panthers of CAU. They've got some work to make up here. Winner will meet the Panthers of Claflin University, who defeated Morehouse College today, 77-69. They await the winner. Douglas wraps a three-pointer out front and missed on the shot. Cairo Brown handles for Benedict out front. They'll trap him out front. Left side he goes to Dimitri Cook. Cook slides baseline, leans back with the jumper. Oh, that's so nicely done by Cook. Anticipating the height of those defenders on inside and just leaned back, got the space, knocked it down. Cook with his first 2 of the ball game. 12-point lead now for Benedict.
The potential for an all South Carolina final on the men's side if Benedict keeps this act up.
Mitchell, they work it out front. Now down at the post, Davis. He pushes across the floor. Polydor barely hanging on to it. Tried to bank it with 1 second left.
Almost made it.
Mildly close to getting it in.
Yeah, Clark Atlanta needs a spark. Who's going to provide it?
Left side, Cook for the Tigers. Now Jelani Watson-Gale behind the arc right side. Whistles, and we're going back the other way. If that's Morris, that's going to be 3 on him.
Fouls on 0, Brandon Harris.
That is Morris picks up his 3rd. Tolly just got on the floor in the second half.
Checking in number 30,
He's looking at Mr. Official like, really?
Y'all gonna let me play or what?
Like, you know, these people did come to see me.
Right. I have a following, you know, right?
Not your whistleblowing abilities.
18 minutes, 18 seconds left in the ball game. So Morris sits again with 3. CAU with 14 to shoot. Davis will push it left side, bumped by Forrest, but he turns and got the basket on the inside. Almost knocked Frost to the surface on that bump inside. And a turnover by the Tigers on the inbound. No correction on that. It'll stay with Benedict. Ryan Hagedorn trying to get things straight down there in that corner.
Speaking of Panthers, you might have a little free time in the morning to go see Black Panther. Not that you haven't seen enough Black Panthers here this week.
I think I'll hold off till I'm back in Atlanta. On the move, Cook over to Frost. So happy that that movie did well.
Oh, well, that's an understatement.
Yeah, I'm just not kind of a futuristic movie type guy.
Is good by number 5, Timmy Cook.
And in the paint, the Tigers get another basket. Whistles. Douglas going to be guilty of the foul, of the travel violation out front. So the turnover by the Panthers now sends it back to Benedict. They lead it 42-30 with 17:25 left in the ball game. Cairo Brown up to Cook. Dimitri Cook pushes the floor all the way through, and he drew a foul. Took a hard fall, but right up on his feet.
Fouls on 3.
They call that foul on Douglas, and I believe Douglas has picked up his third.
At the line, number 5, Jimmy Cook.
Well, Cook from the free throw line rattled and missed the first. 42-30. Tigers of Benedict lead it. And Cook goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. They get 43-30 now after that free throw. Tigers of Benedict now leading. Largest margin on the ball game is 13 points. Right side, Polydor at the block, Davis. He'll push. Now they go across the floor. Mitchell pops the three, hit the back of the iron. And we're staying here on that end of the floor. Call the foul on Pritchard for the Tigers. So Rodney Pritchard with his second personal. And it'll be Mitchell left of the CAU cylinder.
Second.
Correct that, Pritchard with his third now as Douglas floats through left side. That's nicely done, very aggressive by Douglas, left side with the lay-in. Pritchard in the backcourt. They almost throw it away, but Brown runs it down. They've got numbers on the other end if they can get there. They got Frost left side with the lay-in.
That's as easy as it gets right there.
Douglas back the other way. CAU so aggressive on the pressure full court. When they didn't get the turnover, they lost it down the floor. Tigers with a stop inside, and they have the basketball. They lead it 45-32, and we're at 16:25 left in the contest. Right side, Cook with the basketball. Over to Frost. Now Jelani Watson-Gale. 11 to shoot. He'll walk off the screen by Frost. Now Cook, they've got 7 to get it airborne. Cook pushes hard, head fake, leans in on Davis, and did not get a call there. Missed on the shot. Here comes CAU back the other way. Mitchell in the corner. Polydor at the block, Davis. He'll be doubled there as Cook jumps in there. Now across the floor, Williams in the corner. Ball in the air and a whistle inside. They're going to call the foul on Damian Davis on the inside. So Davis, he has picked up his fourth. Yeah, that's a big one there. Davis with 4. Timeout on the floor, 15:46 left in this basketball game. 45-32 lead for the Tigers of Benedict. We'll step out for a break. This is HBCU Game Day coverage of the SIAC Tournament. Back live in Bill Harris Arena. 15:46 left in this semifinal basketball game. The Tigers of Benedict with a 45-32 lead over the defending SIAC champs, the number 2 team in the East, the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. That foul by Davis was his 4th, so he's out of the ball game. He's still out there on the floor now with the 4. Douglas on the bench for CAU with 3. No, actually Douglas back out on the floor now. So Coach Walker got him out there, and both in foul trouble. He's going to gamble here for a bit. Got to try to cut this margin, so he's almost forced to keep him out there. Watson-Gale slides in the paint, no-look pass at the block. Boy, that's so beautifully done. Watson-Gale with a beautiful assist there. And Dimitri Cook there, the junior from Gulfport, Mississippi, with the lay-in. So Cook now up to 5 points in the ball game. You cannot beat that assist from Watson-Gale if you tried. No-look beauty inside.
I'm starting to think we may be running out of luck on our close game, close game, close game, close game.
A lot of time left here, Tolly. 14:55. Henry shots off the mark. He missed on the floater. 47-32. 15-point lead now for the Tigers. They're trying to build on that. Doing all of this without Brandon Morris. Morris on the floor right now. Left corner, Pritchard pushes a three. Can't get it to fall. And here comes CAU. Henry knows they need a basket now. Works it right side, Mitchell. Behind the arc right side. Benedict in that zone defense as Henry handles out front. Entry pass, Davis, foul line extended with the jumper. Rattled it and got the shooter's touch.
It went as high as the shot clock before falling back down through the net.
Didn't move left, didn't move right, came straight down, and Davis with the basket. Give him 5 in the ball game, make it 47-34 now. We approach 14 minutes left. Dume set to come in next dead ball for the Tigers. Now 11 to shoot. Cook gonna attack left side, slides all the way through underneath, and got it back out to Gale, but 5 to shoot. Triple from outside, he barely creased the rim, and we go back the other way. Here comes CAU. Mitchell pushes inside the paint, the floater, off the mark. Rebound top, he got the rebound and the putback.
That's good.
2 degrees of temperature change, I feel.
Sure.
Just 2 degrees.
Cook across the timeline now. Benedict either needs to settle, get a basket here, or they may be forced to take a timeout. You certainly want to protect that lead with a team as explosive as Clark Atlanta. Watson Gale, top of the key. Corner, Pritchard for 3. Missed on the shot, and here come the Panthers. 13 minutes left. Mitchell slides to the rack. Morris, and they're going to get him for the foul. No, they're going to give it to Pritchard instead. So Pritchard's picked up his 4th.
But Morris had that
look on his
sheepish
face.
look like, you got
don't
me.
Tell me.
I know. By the way, that was going to be the 4th foul on one of them.
Absolutely.
But the damage that Benedict has done has been largely without Morris.
Sure. You don't want to force yourself into that situation, but you got to look at the results without him and think maybe we can do it. If he does
it can come back to bite you. I was dipping in and out on the breaks during the Morehouse game. I was like, Tyrus Walker's not having a Tyrus Walker day, but Morehouse is winning. Oh, Morehouse is winning. But then in the end, you actually did need those points.
You absolutely did. That was the difference in that ball game, not putting it on his shoulders entirely, but he just was not able to get off. That combination of the twins of Tristan Thompson and Tyler Thompson.
Oh, that's of the late variety there.
Yeah, whistles down low.
Sometimes officials wait to see the result. If you foul, but they retain possession, we'll let that slide. But you foul, and then you get the ball.
Makes a difference, that's right.
Yeah.
So Henry hit with the foul there. Cook in the backcourt now. Up the floor, Brown with the basketball.
And these are championship games for the officials, too. They have to show their bosses that we can make the big calls in the big games, so you can book us more.
Morris squares now, playing with 3 to the rack. Challenge down there, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. This is the component that the Tigers of Benedict need now that they have that lead. If you can keep Morris down there and pushing on the inside, it'll relax all the other dimensions of that offense and make it a little harder for the Panthers.
Yep, they'll open up the three-point shooting some more and some trips to the free throw line.
Lead is 9 now for the Tigers of Benedict, with Morris at the line shooting. Got the first free throw. Morris, believe it or not, well, you can believe it because he just has not been out there that long. Only 3 minutes of play in the entire game. That was his first point.
Wow. We're almost 3/4 through the game.
Missed on the second. The rebound to Henry and the Panthers. 10-point lead for the Tigers.
I would have told you that 3/4 of the way through the second game, Morrison would only have 1.
Williams pushes a 3 and drains it for the Panthers. Dubé now in the backcourt as Cook will bring it up the floor with the basketball now.
4 degrees temperature change.
We approach 12 minutes left. Cook lost it Brown lost it momentarily, trying to work off a screen by Frost. 11 to shoot now for Benedict. Brown raises and drains a three on only 2.
Speed versus height, speed won.
Douglas pushes back the other way. He doubled, but didn't get a
something.
call there. They go back to the rack on the inside, rejection and whistles, and they're going to call a jump ball.
Bit of a makeup there.
Awkward makeup at that.
He got fouled, but he got away with a double dribble. We're going to call that 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
11:42 left in the ball game. 50-41 lead for the Tigers. We'll step out for the break here on HBCU Game Day.
$60,000 for 9 lucky. Will your school be a winner? Learn more at Retool Your School.
Back at the Birmingham Crossplex Bill Harris Arena. 11:42 left in the basketball game. 50-41 lead for the Tigers of Benedict.
That horn, you should change that to your ringtone.
Oh, no.
How many times have we heard that?
Sure, I think I got it in my head so much. Panthers to inbound it now.
Might be the loudest horn in the South. Well, we're not Southeast. I'm so used to saying that. Just South.
South, you got it there. Panthers can cut this lead to 7.
Oh, tried to get a little sneaky there. And
with an over and back. Yeah. Boy.
Did he do the throw it off your back?
He did. That's what he tried to do. So the turnover on the throw it off your back move. Morris trapped in the backcourt. Now to Adume. Now Cook pushes forward as the Panther defense relaxes into a half-court set. We go to 11:30 left now. 9-point lead for Benedict with the basketball. Henry guarding. Brown. They're jumping over to Cook. Cook slips down but does a Meadowlark lemon and stays on his feet.
Meadowlark.
Floater in the paint, missed on the shot. Purple jerseys chasing it. They can't get to it.
Boy, Google should pay us because we have the kids out there just
whoa,
going.
Don't know who that is.
Meadowlark. What is a Meadowlark?
A new movie or probably a new rap artist.
I would say that might have been a little Curly Neal.
Yeah, more Curly. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Keep it HBCU related. A Johnson C. Smith guy.
Mitchell missed on the shot. Nice call with that. The band from SIAA. Knowing its history. Props to you, Mr. Tolley, but I still think Toby probably gave you that before you were able to say it. Or was it too quick for him to hand it off?
That's one of those little trivias that I keep in the back of my head.
Brown to the rack and a whistle and a blocking foul called down low. Hart tumbles inside.
Bodies on top of bodies.
10:42 left. At some point you expect this Panther team to just explode on a run.
And Sheldon Henry is going to be involved in it when it happens.
Sure. Got a couple of players over there in foul trouble.
Damian Davis is usually a guy that can jump start a run. He can usually get a jump hook, a put back, and give you 4 to 6 quick points. And he's coming in now. Let's see if my little philosophy comes to fruition here.
So Davis out on the floor now. Douglas playing with 3, Davis playing with 4. Brown got them both from the line.
Boys, I look around the arena and I look at the placards for each school and their mascot and logo. You think about how we've seen them, and they've slowly fallen one by one by one.
Indeed, you're right. Absolutely right. That's the way it goes. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast, started with 13 teams. Now down to 8 in the semifinals, and we pushed even further than that.
It's going to take me all of next week to go through our games and put together a highlight, kind of one shining moment memory of this week.
One shining moment?
Well, that guy's actually on YouTube. He will flag you if you use that song. I might have tried it a couple years ago. I was like, oh, that's cool. He likes that I use this song. Oh, wait, he reported me.
Maybe he doesn't. Henry missed with a line drive shot. Cook could have been called with a foul. Davis could have been over the back of Cook, but no call there.
Like, that's Luther's song anyway.
They're showing Davis with just 3 fouls here on Stat Crew.
Well, sure he won't argue about that.
No, he won't. Brown, hard dribble by him. 4 to shoot now. Working on Davis. Leans back with the jumper. Oh, yeah. Cairo Brown, 5'10", working on the 6'8" Davis, who does not want to commit a foul here. Lead back to 13 for the Tigers. Whistles inside.
You know, you talk about Stat Crew. We have to give a special shout out to the guys and the whole team from the scores table. Well, Joel and Chris, they've seen every second just like we have.
Indeed, you're right.
We've been giving you the video. They've been giving us and you the stats at home. A lot of people here that make this tournament happen that aren't playing on the court.
Indeed. Really a credit to the SIAC office in terms of its staff being here. Polydor drops a 3-pointer outside.
Yep. Only issue I have with those guys, they snuck some mellow mushroom pizza this morning and didn't take our order.
Cook across the timeline now. He'll stop, pop, spinner off the mark. Frost had a hand on it to go back the other way.
I caught those little rascals in the act.
Back in the bag, munching down.
Yeah, walked in the room, mouth full of cheese, pizza, all buttery, garlicky. Where's mine?
Just the thing you want when you're in close contact with your broadcast partner, right? Yeah.
Sorry about those chips I just had.
Polydor rips off another 3-pointer there for the Panthers. This may be the thing we're talking about, the run we talked about. 8:52 left in the ball game. The lead now 54-47.
Coach Walker wants to see a little pressure on the defensive side.
Coach Watson trying to get Brandon Morris on the floor.
Toby suggesting we stop giving away free advertising here.
Sure, like what's up? You do own a company, right? Morris almost threw it out of bounds. It'll be a turnover near the mid-strike. Polydor free, pops the 3, rattled that one and missed, but Douglas there for the rebound. Williams pushes a 3,
there
and he drains it. And just like that, the lead is 4. We thought it would be coming, and it came with vengeance. 54-50.
I guess I'm going to have to eat those words. About 5-6 minutes ago, I said, I think our luck's will run out. Sure. We're not going to have a close one here. And you told me, not so fast, young man.
Some of the replays from that little run there by Clark Atlanta. They've done a good job of scrambling back in it. Trailed by as many as 15. Now they cut the lead to just 4. On their half-court set, that's Polydor firing the 3-pointer, finding the bottom there for CAU. And then after the rebound by Douglas, he'll do it again, another triple.
Well, that's Anthony Williams there.
That's Williams on that one. And for the Tigers of Benedict College, pushing there. There's that good lean back there by Cairo Brown on the 6'8" Davis.
Lean back. Lean back.
And dropping another 3-pointer from out front. So it's been give and take, but the last couple of minutes, it's been more giving by the Tigers and taking by the Panthers.
This is what the crowd from just down I-20, a couple hours from Atlanta. I think it's about 150 miles between Birmingham and the A. And they are in the house here. And
1:36 left in the ball game. Toby Durham doesn't even know his password.
Hey,
you've been here too long, man.
If my computer didn't save mine, I'd be lost.
Tigers still lead by 4, but the run is on by the Panthers. Cook lost it in the backcourt, but regains. Up the floor to Brown. And Cairo Brown pushes inside the paint, almost lost it there. Henry's going to be guilty of a foul. Panthers almost had a steal.
Yep, he wanted that one bad, but a little too much contact there. That's going to be his third, but I don't know. We're getting to the point of all hands on deck.
Sure,
Got to keep this run going.
You go until you foul out. Brown out front now. 19 to shoot for the Tigers. They lead it by 4. Over to Marsh. He's doubled immediately. Now pushes it to Cook. 10 to shoot for the Tigers of Benedict. Now 8. Brown on the weave. Watson Gale. 5 to Hoist. Pushed by him left side. Leaned back. Banked it and missed on the shot. But the rebound in the corner. Diving for it is Adume. And they're going to call a foul on Polydor.
Yeah. Always kind of dicey when one player beats you to the floor and then you go for the ball. But
think you're going to get it somehow, right?
Just run over their neck.
Sure. At the line for 1-1, number 22, Mike Udemy.
So Udemy now shooting here. The senior from Texas. Frost set to come in next dead ball. We're at 8:02 left in the basketball game. Tigers with the lead. And Udemy with that first free throw pushes it back to 5. So Udemy 2 of 2 from the line. 6-point lead for the Tigers of Benedict. As Frost goes back out on the floor, Udemy after the free throws departs. Backcourt now, Henry handles the basketball for CAU. We're under 8 minutes left in the ball game. Hard push left side, Henry leans back with the jumper and drains it for the Panthers. So Henry now with 5. Pressure in the backcourt by CAU. 4-point lead for Benedict. Cairo Brown with the basketball. Pritchard set to come in next dead ball. I believe Udemy set to come back as well. Watson Gale with the basketball out front. He'll work it right side with 11.
Oh, travel.
Yeah, indeed it was. Panthers starting to step up the defensive pressure now.
Well, the crowd is coming alive here in the arena, and the crowd on YouTube is coming alive as well. Rashida Williamson, she's Miss CAU, the campus queen. She's in on the chat on the stream. She says, "Let's go CAU from your queen." And when the queen speaks,
you gotta listen.
You gotta listen.
Yep. 7:21 remains. It's a 56-52 lead for the Tigers of Benedict. And on the timeout, they'll have the basketball when we come back to live action. Winner of this ball game gets the distinction of meeting the Panthers of Claflin in the championship contest tomorrow at 7 p.m. right here in the Bill Harris Arena.
Coach Ricky Jackson told me in the postgame, he said it's the first time Claflin has made it to the championship game as a member here in the SIAC.
So Coach Ricky Jackson, we talked about his pedigree as a part of the Dave Robinson Virginia Union as a student coach for him, building his legacy now at Claflin, making that a first part of their history. They'll never be able to change that piece of history.
Yeah, I asked them, I said, this little business trip is going pretty good so far.
Nice little business trip.
Yeah. He's been having a good time. He's got a great outgoing personality, but he can get fired up as well.
Indeed, Claflin did a good job in the tournament. Winners over Tuskegee University in the opening round, and then over Lane College in the quarterfinals. And a big win today here in the semifinals as they knocked the #1 team out of the East down. The Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College 77-69. So the basketball belonging to the Panthers of CAU after that timeout. They trail by 4 as Henry pushes into the front court. They'll set it at the post to Douglas. On the weave, Williams handles. He'll step back and pop a three-pointer. Front of the iron, and it rolls forward to the basket. So Williams now with 15 in the ball game. Pressure in the backcourt now. Brown tied up. Steal by the Panthers. Douglas there for the easy flush. And just like that, the Panthers claim a lead. Cook pushes to Brown. And he's in the backcourt and a whistle there. Boy, Clark Atlanta with an intense full court pressure. They call the foul as Brown was trying to make it across the timeline. And right now you can see all of the Tigers of Benedict just kind of walking around like deer within the headlights, just wondering what happened to our 10-point lead, what happened to our 14-point lead, what happened to our 15-point lead.
Boy, so much on the line right here. It is tense in a good way.
Brown from the free throw line knocks down the first. Ties the basketball game at 57. Tigers on cruise control for a few moments in this ball game, but we felt that the Panthers at some point would have a breakout. Brown 1 of 2, ties it at 57 with 6:38 left in the ball game.
Boy, this game is 57 saucy here.
Henry pushed left side to the rack. He drew the foul. Shot fell off. But the quick shove it Henry to the line to shoot here.
So with Clark Atlanta turning the heat up here, they're trying to make it to the championship game. Benedict playing for their season. It may be a season beyond the tournament here, as well as Claflin.
Henry good on the first free throw. Udome takes a seat there for the Tigers of Benedict. Jelani Watson-Gale back out for Coach Watson.
One thing with the Morehouse loss, that opens up the door for another team from the conference to continue postseason play in the Division II tournament. Who do you think is going to get in from the SIAC? Let us know. Talk to us on Twitter. Use the hashtag SIAC, or you can tweet us at HBCU Game Day.
Out front now, Brown handles. His team trailing by 2 now. We're at 6:15 left. They go to the Morris way out from the basket. In the paint, Brown head fakes, and he threw it away. Davis took it away. The Panthers in a half-court set now. Williams trying to fake and pull that foul.
He's a drama major. He's like, no, nothing, no call. Okay, resume.
Henry for 3, bangs it, and he's fouled on a 3-point shot. Jelani Watson-Gale with that foul. That's his 3rd.
You know, just a few seconds ago, as this possession started, very smart of Damian Davis. He got the steal. He could have wildly dribbled down court, but he realized a lot of traffic here. Let me stop and find my guards.
Smart decision by him.
Although I have seen him go coast to coast on a couple occasions behind the back and finish with the slam.
We have seen that even in this tournament.
Yeah.
Henry got the first free throw. The lead now for the Panthers, 3.
Had we been at Epps, he might have given it a go.
Yeah, that hometown fan base will make you do a couple of things you wouldn't normally do. Frost back out on the floor. Morris and Cook take seats as Udome joins Frost back in the fray. 5:53 left in this basketball game. Clark Atlanta struggling to come from behind. They lead it now 61-57. The Rimmers off the mark there at the line. And Benedict now with some catch up to do. They're going to have to find that little rhythm they had going into the intermission and starting in the second half. Udome circles now. Watson-Gale right side, and he'll push to the left side. Douglas follows him. They go to the block with Frost. Frost is tied up in a whistle.
Henry has had his hands full for the last 15 seconds trying to guard Frost. He put a screen on him, then he had to switch to him. He posted him up about 3 separate times. And boy, the disparity in size.
You know, that's really all you can do when you're smaller. You just got to keep giving them different looks, and maybe you're just kind of confusing to get them kind of stationary and get them out of a rhythm.
Well, Boy, Henry dished it out, but he took some lumps on that possession as
Trying
well.
to do it. 5:28 left now.
That's not Frosty the Snowman he was going.
No, there's no liquid there. That's all muscle. That's solid. Frost with the first free throw.
I guess my biggest surprise of this Friday, if you would have told me this morning that Tyrius Walker and Brandon Morris would virtually have no impact on either game on a semifinal Friday.
Absolutely.
The past 2 reigning players of the year in the SIAC.
Would have been almost impossible to believe. We've seen it so far. Morris on the bench with 5:24 remaining. His team trailing 61-59. And Tyrius Walker and the Maroon Tigers have already probably headed back to Atlanta.
Yeah, they might already be back in Atlanta by now.
Down low now. Panthers at the block. Davis. They're going to get a timeout call. Henry down at the back of the baseline on one knee. Coach Walker down there talking to him. He's trying to get up, stand. Took a shot on the right leg.
One thing I'll say about Coach Walker giving it to the officials, letting him know that it was a foul. But you don't want to pick up a technical now.
You certainly will get one if you're on the floor out there arguing with him.
Well, one thing I'll credit Coach Walker, when they were down, you know, he's normally, you know, if you put up a shot he doesn't like, he's going to shake his head and get hot for about 3 seconds. But for the most part, he's been composed the entire game. I think he felt very confident that his team was going to get back in this.
Indeed, you're right. Even had similar comments when they played in their quarterfinal ball game that they started out kind of slow, was not overly impressed with the overall performance of his team. But he said in postgame that, you know, I just kind of felt like if we just kind of stayed at it and keep pushing, doing the things we normally do, we'll get back in the game.
Big fan of Migos?
Pardon, I didn't hear what you said.
I said, you're a big fan of the Migos.
The Migos?
Yeah. Not the 3 amigos, but Migos.
Oh, you're messing with me now, right? Something I don't know.
Song. You had to have heard this song. You can't go anywhere without hearing this.
Holly, I'm an NPR kind of guy.
They don't use Migos as bumper music on NPR.
Not much bumps there.
I'm trying to still figure out what they're talking about with the stir fried. I don't think they're talking about Japanese cuisine in this song, are they, Toby?
Yeah, you got to pull me in on that one. No reference for the Migos at all.
They're from Atlanta, right? It's an Atlanta group, right, Toby?
Yeah. Boy, Toby just right off the top of his head. Yeah, I know those guys, right? Although I'm from Raleigh, I know those guys. Don't hate the player.
There you go, Charles.
Douglas at the line. He got the first free throw. We got one more day to make it, guys. Come on, let's just hang in there. All right.
I think you just had the line of the week. I'm an NPR type of guy.
Douglas rattles to second, good for CAU. 5:02 left.
My point in life, I'm a Disney Channel type of guy.
You went from Migos to NPR to Disney, right? Morris in the backcourt. They're fighting to get it across the mid-stripe. Brown pushes right side frantically. Now he'll pull back out front. 63-59. Clark Atlanta with the lead. We're under 5 minutes left now. Morris handles out front now. Playing with 4 fouls. Well, they haven't listed. We'll just call it 3. Brown going to be forced to fire the three-pointer. The line drive shot is off the mark. Here come the Panthers with Polydor left side.
Oh, he's going to take the whole team.
He's just going to go to the rack. And look at that. Polydor was like, you got to get more people back here than that.
He better be glad he made it, because I think Coach Walker's head might have exploded with him being on the business end of a 1-on-4 break, being the one.
Morris with the right hand got a basket inside for the Tigers of Benedict, stopping some of the bleeding there. 65-61 CAU with the basketball, and we're approaching 4 minutes left. Henry behind the arc now. He'll work off a screen by Davis. Spins the paint. Nice head fake to the rack. The lefty fires. Missed on the shot. And Frost clears for Benedict.
The rims have been friendly tonight, but not that time.
Brown works it across the timeline now. Williams will wait for him there. And Brown lost the dribble, got it over to Frost. And Frost will push it back out front, over to Morris. 11 to shoot now. Brandon between the legs, slides the paint, nicely done there with the right hand on the finish. So Morris starting to come alive here, and they needed him to be microwaved here with 3:20 left in the basketball game.
He's to channel his Benny Johnson right now.
65-20-63. Panthers with the lead in basketball. At the block to go to Davis, trying to see if they can draw a foul from Frost. Davis bumping inside.
That's a lot of muscle down there.
Oh, leans back and a big basket there by Damian Davis.
Oh, that's about 450 pounds of man against man.
Adume pushes it in the corner to Morris. They get it back to Adume in the backcourt. Still trapped back there. Now over to Morris across the timeline. Morris going to go hard underneath the left side. Missed the shot. Got a rebound. Missed on the other side. But Brown clears and gives a fresh 30 to the Tigers of Benedict. They trail it by 4.
I guess it hit the backboard. I thought he'd throw it up and
that's what I thought. He just caught it on the other side. Brown near the mid-stripe, doubled there. Watson Gale left side now. 11 to shoot. Down to Morris in the paint. Bump to the rack with the shot. He'll miss, but he'll go to the line.
That was on 3, Akil Douglas. That is his score.
Timeout called here with 2:16 remaining. 67-63. We'll step out for a quick break here on HBCU Game Day. Two minutes, 16 seconds remaining in this semifinal ball game. One of these teams will advance to the final tomorrow against the Panthers of Claflin University. And Tolly, we are just in that area now with 2:16 left, 4-point difference. We've seen it all day today and some of yesterday.
Yep.
This one by no stretch of the imagination over.
Could go to overtime.
Sure.
Come down to the last 10 seconds. Final possession of the game. That's been the way of the tournament here since about halfway through yesterday.
Morris shooting at the line. These are big free throws for him and the Panthers. And he missed on the first.
Hey, if you know a Benedict fan, if you know a Clark Atlanta fan, send them a text. Give them a call. I know people don't call anymore, but get in contact with them as quickly as you can. Let them know there's a thriller live on HBCU Game Day right now.
Bill Harris Arena in Birmingham at the Crossplex.
Oh, both of them, no good.
Morris missed them both from the line. Tigers now, you get the sense that play on Monday and they played again on Wednesday. They're a little lethargic out there with 2:03 remaining in the basketball game. Don't know if they're running out of steam or not. But you're right there in striking distance. 67-63, got a man up. Left side Douglas behind the arc now. He'll raise, fire, and drains it for the Panthers. Big basket there by Akil Douglas. Douglas with 10 in the ball game after that shot out front. Make it 69-63 with 1:35 left. Morris will handle out front. Douglas with that defensive assignment. Now Brown attacks. Cross dribble by him, slides the paint underneath. Somehow got that basketball to the rack.
He just
shot that
like
one
he
about
froze
belt
in
level.
midair for a second.
Came out at about belt level too.
It's like like, I'll let all you tall guys come down on your way down. I'll put it up.
4-point lead for the Panthers. We approach 1:09 left and a foul near the mid-stripe by Cairo Brown. Look at the replay here. First on the Panther end of the floor, it is Douglas. Got that separation on a nice little jumper there. Going down low here. That's the right-handed hook there by Damian Davis inside the paint with that little floater. He's known for that shot. Then back on the other half of the floor. That's Brown with a hard move and whoopsie-doo, and he got the
under
lay
his
in.
underarm.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was so far down on its body when he got it airborne. Like he just flicked it up there. 69-65 with less than a minute remaining. Brown fires a three-pointer, missed on the shot. Tapped around, and it comes to CAU. Whistles in the backcourt. Adume lunges for Henry, and Henry almost ran out of that foul. just like a football play there when you're trying to tackle a guy.
That would have been a no-good arm tackle.
No deal on that one, but he was fouled, and that'll send Henry to the line.
14 shots.
Panthers of Clark Atlanta trailed for most of this basketball game. But reclaimed the lead here late in the fourth. Had a little run, and that allowed them to get that lead, and they have not relinquished it since. 70-65 with 51 seconds left. And Henry True with both from the line.
Well, if you had dreams of a Benedict Claflin rematch in the finals, can't say it won't happen, but it's starting to look a little dim.
Might be hearing an alarm clock telling you to wake up. Morris got a basket down there. The timeout taken by the Tigers of Benedict. They do it with 42 seconds left and trailing it 71-67.
Yeah, when that alarm goes off, it's going to be Christopher Williams on the other end. Don't wake me, I'm dreaming.
With the women's championship game.
And Mr. NPR, I'd just like to let you know, this will make you feel a little better. Latch Me Sing is my favorite newsreader at NPR.
All right, dropping the science right. Yeah. She's a good reporter, no question.
I'm Latch Me Sing.
Yeah.
And I will not forget that old Chuck over here declared early this morning in our first broadcast that if he gets 8 good hours of sleep tonight, he will do the shoot dance tomorrow. He will shoot. He'll be out there shooting.
Well, we were talking about alarm clocks a few minutes ago. I'm going to set mine at 7:59, and I'm up.
Make sure you will not hold your feet to the fire on the shooting there.
Oh, man, I've got my Nikes with me now. This is a conference shoe, so I'll bring them with me tomorrow. If I feel refreshed, I won't lie to you. But I can't remember the last time I got 8 hours worth of sleep. So.
If I get 5,
I know, man. I'm like, hey, let's go, man. Let's jump off a roof somewhere. Half court set now and at the line. That'll send Douglas back there with 28.8 seconds left. I think our brackets are pretty much set here. If Douglas can hit these, for sure.
What is this for? If he hits one of these two, I would feel a little more comfortable. But if he misses here, we got a ball game still. This is one there.
All right. Okay.
If he misses this one,
yeah,
it could quickly turn into just a 1-point game.
I'm gonna put this pin down. Sure. Yeah. Let's follow him back. All right.
Yeah, Powerball tonight?
Sure.
Friday night? No.
It's
Mega Millions.
Sure.
Mega
Sure.
Millions. Hits the second.
Can win if you don't play.
That's right.
Got one of them from the line. Douglas did. He's got 13 in the ball game. Make it a 72-67 lead now.
I'd go for a quick 2 here and just foul again.
Sure. Watson Gale coming across the timeline. That's the idea. Pushes to the rack, banked it, missed it.
Misses.
Douglas is going to be fouled, so they got half of the equation. They commit the foul, but they didn't get the basket.
Yep, this is looking like Clark Atlanta going back on a Saturday night to defend their SIAC championship. And should they hold on for these final 20 seconds, it'll be a all-Panther matchup on Saturday night.
Actually, a 3/4 Panther balls final. The Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta on the women's side. So we got Panthers with CAU twice and then Claflin Panthers.
Wow, let's somebody tag Chadwick Bozeman out there. Let him know that this Panther thing is just catching on everywhere.
Big time, yeah.
Send him an invitation. He'll maybe come by Birmingham.
We never did hear from our folks in China about it being the year of the Panther.
I knew I was wrong about that. I was glad I didn't hear because I probably would have insulted them.
Sure.
Oh,
Brown racks a three-pointer with 13.5 seconds left. A little bit of life still left in here now with 3 points separating the teams.
A foul here and some missed free throws, and
you're going to make me mess up my bracket here, Ollie.
Was that pen or pencil? Yeah. Charles has already written CAU in pen on his bracket.
13.5 seconds left. I don't mind if I have to scratch it out, though.
Wow, that's all the way behind the NBA line. You don't want to foul, so you're not going to get a tough defense. And it was contested, but
Brown made that look easy. So the Tigers now need a foul here, and they need some help from the Panthers from the free throw line.
I think I saw Coach Jordan just do a Hail Mary on the sideline.
Like, Lord help us, huh?
I promise I'll be good. I promise.
It'll be Henry to inbound it for CAU.
All right, you want to get a clean inbound here.
Pressure by the Tigers on the inbound play. He's got to hurry, got it to Douglas. Now they get it back to him in the backcourt. Across the floor now to Williams. He's bumped in the backcourt. They'll come up to the free throw line to shoot.
Yep, they took two good chances to try to force a turnover. Didn't get it. Gets the foul. These are going to be some big free throws by Williams here.
Williams 5 of 8 from the free throw line. 15 points in the ball game. 7.2 seconds left. Clark Atlanta by 3, 73-70.
He makes his first one. I think it's all but over here.
Williams pushes the first, and he got it. Clark Atlanta from the line, 10 of 19, now 11 of 20 with that free throw. And Williams for the second. Trying to provide a little bit of ice here and comfort for the Panthers.
Ice, baby. Oh, wow.
And he missed. And quickly up the floor, Morris now out front for 3. Missed on the shot. And at the buzzer, that shot's going to fall good. They'll likely count that one. Final score going to be 74-72. But the result doesn't change after that basket before the buzzer. It's the Panthers of Clark Atlanta who win this semifinal ball game. And they push into the championship ball game tomorrow. The defending champs of the SIAC will meet the Panthers of Claflin. An all-Panther affair on the men's side tomorrow. As the Panthers win it here in the semifinal match against the Tigers of Benedict College. And we are joined now in the post game by head coach Darrell Walker. And coach, congratulations on the win. No quit in the Tigers, but your guys got that rally in the second half and got things done.
Well, I felt the game was, they were trying to take the air out the ball a little bit, and I told my assistant coach, Alfred Jordan, at halftime that we definitely have to put some pace in the game by pressuring and forcing some turnovers and making them uncomfortable, and that's what we did. We made some shots. It generated some injury for our team, and got us going, really got us going.
How concerned were you when you had the foul situation from Damian early on and Akil early on? You had to be kind of selective about when you played them.
No, because, you know, if you don't play them, you're going to lose. So I'm going to take my chances out there on the court. I think these guys are smart enough to play with 3 and 4 fouls, and they did that tonight. So we were able to come out with a win, give Benedict their credit. They battled back after we jumped on them 13-3, got back in the game, made some shots, and took an 11-point lead. And we had to address some things at halftime. We came out a totally different team, man. Totally different team.
Totally different. And in that second half, you got some good guard play out front as well.
Well, Shell Henry off the bench again. I told you, he's our energizer buddy. He comes in. He plays hard. He's an aggressive guy. And he gave us some energy. And then Akil woke up in the second half again. He woke up. Defensively, he was good. He made some shots, and he was great on the head of the press. He was really good on the head of the press.
You win this semifinal ball game, and now that takes you into the finals tomorrow. Just on a personal note, first year at CAU last year, you took them to the title, and you bring them back to the championship ball game this year. What's that feel like for you as the coach of this team?
Well, you know, it doesn't feel like anything. I just want our guys to get some rest tonight and come out and get ready for Claflin. And Claflin's a good team, well coached, and we'll be ready.
How do you play Claflin?
Well, Claflin's a big basketball team. They really can rebound the basketball. So, you know, I talked about it last night, my concern about my team rebounding. I think we did a pretty good job tonight on the glass. So we're going to have to rebound the basketball. If we rebound the basketball, we'll have a chance to get out in the open court.
Coach, congratulations on your win in the semifinals. You go back to the championship ball game tomorrow. We'll see you right back here in the Bill Harris Arena.
Yeah, and maybe another thriller. We'll be here. Glad to be here, too.
Glad to have you here.
Okay, thank you so much for covering us. Thank you so much.
Coach Darrell Walker and his Panthers of Clark Atlanta, they push back into the championship ball game with a win over the Tigers of Benedict. Final in this contest, 74-72. So the scene is set now for the championship ball game tomorrow. It'll be Panther versus Panther. The Claflin University Panthers against the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. These teams on the course of the season, they met twice. They split between the headings in the season, but this one for all the marbles, and we'll see who comes out of that final tomorrow. That'll be a 7 p.m. start for that one. So our brackets are set for each phase of it now. On the women, it'll be the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta meeting the Lady Marauders of Central State in women's action. And on the men's side, it'll be the Panthers of Claflin versus the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Holly, final thoughts from you.
Well, I was thinking Clark Atlanta and Central State played right before Christmas, and I think it was a 1-2 point win by the Lady Panthers. So we do have a little bit of history this season to suggest that that's going to be a good one. The Big Four in the Eastern Division for the men, we know anytime those schools get together, it's definitely going to be a good one as well. So the last 6-7 ball games we have called have all been fantastic. I don't see any reason why, and I definitely hope that that trend continues on Saturday.
We absolutely believe it will. 4 o'clock start for the women in the final contest, CAU versus Central State on the women's side, and the men to follow at 7 with the Panthers of Claflin and the Panthers of CAU. That will do it for our coverage here tonight from the Bill Harris Arena at the Crossplex in Birmingham. On semifinal day, we talked about the contenders, and we're down now to crystal up with the teams that will vie in the championship ball games. That'll come your way tomorrow here on HBCU Game Day. We'll have wire tip-to-tip coverage in those championship contests. And we hope that you'll join us.
Later tonight, we'll have those links up. So if you want to go ahead and copy and paste and send it out, we'll let you know. They'll already be scheduled, and you can be on deck and waiting.
We hope that you'll plan to join us here from Birmingham out on the multiple platforms of HBCU Game Day. And thank you to HBCU Live for the production support. And thanks to all the folks in the SIAC office for making this possible. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at the Bill Harris Arena. Charles Ward, on behalf of everybody here at the table, Tolly Carr and Toby Durham, saying thanks so much and have a great night.
On the field, behind the basket, in the press box, bringing you HBCU sports like you've never seen it before. Anyone who has ever been to a sporting event at an HBCU knows that it is just that, an event. The band, the cheerleaders, it's a complete show. The game day experience at HBCUs is truly unique. No media outlet does a better job at capturing that experience than HBCU Game Day.
From there, it was just an instant classic. It was a great basketball game.
Follow us online at hbcugameday.com, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also find us on Fire TV, Roku, and YouTube. Just do a keyword search, HBCU Game Day. We are leading the conversation on sports culture at HBCUs. We are HBCU Game Day.